What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Mel. I wanted to come today with some personal face-to-face action here. I'm always behind the camera, but this time I'm in front of the camera, so you're welcome. But today we are going to talk about how to maintain your Microlocs. Now, I did a poll a couple days ago to see what video you guys wanted first, and you wanted the prep video, so that video is up on my page. And the second option was how to maintain your Microlocs. So here we are today, and we are going to talk about that. And I have my iPad here, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. I have a few talking points here so I stay on track and I don't venture off too far about my stories, because I will be talking about my personal experience with Microlocs. As you see now, I have a wig on. I installed my wigs, and but I do have Microlocs underneath here, and they're with my natural hair, not extensions. So I'm going to be sharing a little bit of what I go through with my Microlocs and some tips and tricks and things to help you on your journey. And so we're going to get started. The first question that I get all the time is, how often should I retie? Retying also depends very, very highly on how fast your hair grows, how fast or slow. I always recommend between 5 and 8 weeks. You can be the judge of that with your own hair, or your stylist can help you judge it. Me personally, I do my hair once a month. And whether that's in the beginning of the month or end of the month, it really doesn't happen, but I know every single month my hair is freshly retied, because my hair doesn't necessarily grow super fast or super slow, but I do have very soft hair, and sometimes my hair just unravels. It's like my hair just eats up the retie. I don't know, it just dissolves. I'm not sure. So after a while, I just have like this much of new growth, and I'm just like, but I have to retie it. And that's typically every 4 to 5 weeks for me. So you can be the judge of that on your own. And so another thing that I wanted to talk about is your nighttime routine with Microlocs. Now, this goes without saying. You wear a bonnet to sleep every night. All the natural girlies, we've been hearing that our whole lives. You wrap your hair up when you go to sleep, but there are still some people who don't know that, or who don't do that. And I just want to come to you today and let you know you need to be sleeping with a bonnet over your head. That cotton on the pillow, unless you sleep with a satin pillowcase. I don't want to forget to mention that. So you can sleep with a satin pillowcase or a bonnet, but the satin pillowcase is kind of hot, so I say do a bonnet. But that lint that collects from the blankets and the pillowcases and things like that, girl, that will get trapped in your locks, and you will have the hardest time in the world picking that out. You literally have to pick out the lint piece by piece, lock by lock. That could take weeks, months. It's just not worth it. Now, I know a little trick to try to disguise it and hide a little bit. I've heard of people putting like a black rinse, or the color of your hair rinse on your locks to try to disguise the length, because it is fabric, so it'll dye. So you can definitely do that if you're already at a point where you're trying to get rid of your lint and try to figure out what can you do to hide it or get rid of it, and you just going crazy. Put a rinse on your hair. That should help mitigate that problem. But to stop all that from happening in the beginning, just cover your hair as often as you can. And another thing about covering your hair is styling. Now, we all see the TikToks and the YouTubes and the videos and all these things about girls having passion twist and the box braids and knotless braids and Marley twist and island twist and your mama twist and your daddy twist. Everybody twists, everybody braids this. But you hardly ever see that on Microlocs. And there's a reason for that, because your Microlocs are very small. They don't have the strength to hold on to all those extra extensions. Your hair will literally be pulled out from the root. And I'm speaking from experience because I had some, I guess I can call them passion twists. They were about this length. I used big parts. They weren't tight. Very lightweight. I barely felt them. I barely knew that they were there. But when I took them out, I still noticed that my hair was being pulled out. Now, when you look at your locks, you'll see the little white bulbs. That's not dandruff. That's not dirt. That's not product. That's not none of that. That is your root. That is your hair follicle being pulled out. So when you see that, there's nothing you can do about it because it's already pulled out. But don't make it any worse. Stop whatever it is that you were doing. Take the ponytails out, take the styles out. Don't ever put any of that mess back in your head again, because that is damaging your hair. And it's just simply not worth it when you're going to take this style out in a couple of weeks. But you're going to have your locks forever, so you want to take care of that for as long as you possibly can. And another thing about taking care of your hair is how often you should wash your Microlocs. Now, this is, a controversial topic a little bit, because there's people who be like, oh, you're supposed to wash your hair all the time because it gets dirty. And then there's those Rastas and, things like this. Oh, no, you don't wash your locks. You're going to mess up the locking process and all that. I kind of fall somewhere in the middle. I don't think you need to wash your hair often, but you do need to keep your scalp washed, obviously. For me, I wash my hair when I do my reties. So once a month, I'm washing my hair. Now, if you are going to the beach or swimming, or you go to the gym 7 days a week and you're just sweating constantly all the time, or if you live in Texas and it is in the triple digits for the last 18 months, then you're probably going to need to wash your hair a little bit more often. So what I would suggest you do in that situation is braid and band your Microlocs. That way your hair is not loose and flying everywhere while you're in the shower, and you don't have that much unraveling. And that also allows you to focus on your scalp. When you have your Microlocs and you're washing your Microlocs, it's important to focus on your scalp, because that is what we need to be the most healthiest. The suds and everything from your shampoo will trickle down to the ends of your hair, so it'll get its share of cleanliness, but that's not as important as making sure your scalp is clean. And also, when you have locks just like traditional locks, you don't typically need to put any products in your hair. We don't need the conditioners, we don't need the leave-in conditioners, because the purpose of these products is to soften your hair and detangle your hair and take away the matting and, make it just soft and supple. But soft and supple hair is not gonna lock. That is going to take out all of your locks and all of your hard work, and you just simply don't need it. You don't need it. Argue with your mama, not me. You don't need it. You don't need it. I don't care what people say. Oh, I condition my locks every time I wash them. You go, sis. More power to you. You don't need it. That's something extra that people do. It's not necessary, because I don't want my locks to be soft. I don't need it to be supple, and I need them to stay locked, so I don't have to redo them. That's my personal opinion, and that is a tip, and that is advice I'm offering to y'all. You could do whatever you want. Y'all are grown. It's your hair. Do what you want, but I'm saying don't do it. So speaking of moisture, that is something that you have to keep very, very simple, because like I just mentioned, too much moisture is not good for your locks. It can unravel super duper easy, because the first year of your locks is the transitioning stage, and that's when your locks, they swell, they condense, they unravel, they bud, and they bunch, and they do all these different things in the first year, because your hair is trying to get used to its new normal. And adding excessive water and products and things like that is just going to confuse it. It's not going to know what to do. It's not going to know what it's supposed to look like and all these things. So just try to keep it as simple as possible. Me, I always recommend a water and oil mix because you got your moisture, you got your sealant, boom. You can mist your hair daily. Don't completely saturate it, but just mist it and, you know, shake it out and give yourself a little pump. And, you know, that's pretty much all you need. For me, I use this As I Am Jamaican Black Castor Oil Water. It has Jamaican Black Castor Oil, vitamin C, and vitamin E oil. And it says it is restore and repair. I use it for just the moisture, so I don't know. I've been using this my entire Microloc journey. So for the last 6 months, this is the only thing that I have been using in my hair. When I retie my hair, this is what I spray on my scalp. When I need to refresh my hair, this is what I spray in it. I don't deviate from this because it works. And it smells really good. I kind of forgot the smell for a little bit, but yeah, it smells really good. So it gives you like a little, you know, fragrance and stuff. So I like that a lot about this too. But you can use any oil that works best for your hair. It's not a specific oil that you should use or that's going to be better for your hair. There's lots of oils that have different purposes and different benefits. Research and see which ones you're looking for, and that will work best for your hair. And then mix it in with a little bit of water, shake it up, spray it, and go on about your day. It doesn't have to be too crazy. Just make it really simple. And so that wraps up my talking points. And I just wanted to reiterate how important it is to be gentle and patient with your hair. We all want the long hair, the long locks, the flowing locks, the beautiful lock goddess. We all want to be that girl. And you're going to be that girl, but you just have to give it time. And in the meantime, and in the process of you becoming that girl, you have got to leave your locks alone. Don't be putting her through the ringer because you want this and that look. If you ever feel like it's too much and you're ready to cut it off and you're crying and you're frustrated, braid it up, put 2 braids and, you know, like a halo braid, or it's not a halo braid because halo braid goes all the way across, but, you know, just 2 braids here, or like a side braid and something just to keep it up, you know, keep your hands out of it for a couple of days, or put a wig on. Those are my two go-tos when it comes to needing to leave my hair alone. And I'm also going to make a video about a few styles that I've come up with for my Microlocs, as I do have a shorter Microlocs, because I did chop my hair off when I combed out my locks. That is another story for another day. Long story short, girl, if you want Microlocs, go ahead and get them. Don't even worry about making them thick at first. Just get the Microlocs. Trust me, just get the Microlocs. But you just have to be patient and you have to be gentle with it. I opted for going with my natural hair instead of extensions because I kind of wanted to see what my hair would do on its own first. And if down the line I want to add some extensions, or I want to dye it, or I want to do these things, I can, because I've already seen what my hair can do on its own. And I'm not left wondering, or I just ruined my locks and I did all these things and now I can't do anything about it. And, you know, we don't want to go through all that. So that's the reason why I don't have any extensions in my hair. But, you know, do you, girl, but do you. So that's all we have for today. Like always, if you have any questions, you can go ahead and leave them in the comment section. And if I get enough, then this video may be a part 2. You know, it may or may not be. It's kind of like a Q&A, maintenance, tips, tricks, all these helpful things that could be used as a resource when you're on your journey. So, and that's what I'm here for. Y'all know that's what my channel is about. So, we're going to go ahead and wrap this video up, and I will see you guys next time.